4, 3, 2, 1.
And I'll say that live. Gary, I miss the shit out of you, bro. Love you, fam. Glad to see you. And like, nah, I love you. When you get here, man, bring me up. We'll figure something out. Just know I love you, fam. All right. Damn, I forgot my drink. All right, here we go. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Market in Minutes, brought to you by 3T Academy. I'm your host, Billy, and I'll be taking you through today's top market stories and analysis. Today's show is proudly hosted by Double Bottom Trades, where we bring you the latest in trading strategies and techniques. Man, we're going to go through a new flow. We're going to try some things out. So first, we're going to go to Lady A to get our motivation and just get some positiveness in this market. RIP to the SPY. He tried to commit him off himself yesterday. I don't know what kind of problems he had, but he jumped clean off of the bridge yesterday. Rip SPY. We miss you. Back soon. All right, Lady A. What you got for us? That was a joke.
This morning's motivation for April 26th is: a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way.
One more again.
A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way.
That's how I found Jay. Crazy. All you gotta do is get in alignment and know what it is that you want and find the people. Like I wouldn't have none of y'all. None of this would be existence right now if it wasn't, number one, for my wife being in alignment with God, and then me being in alignment to find her, and then her understanding God's bigger plan and his bigger vision, which then she signed me up for the academy. And now here we all, crazy as shit, addicted to trading. Not sorry. All right, let's get into this. So we're going to go over the Fear and Greed Index, FinViz, the Morning Squawk. Let's see what we can find out what's going on in this crazy market today, fam. It's a crazy one, let me tell you. Yesterday was like dealing with a bipolar child. The market could not make a decision one way or another. It's like we were texting on the side. I don't know, me and Kyle were, I'm sure Kyle and April were, just trying to figure out what was going on with this kind of stuff, man. The team did really great yesterday. The levels that they put out for us, we smacked every one of those levels. Even though we broke through that thing, like it was a dead cat bounce and a hot knife going through butter, they made the levels right on point. So big shout out to them. So if you had your stop losses in place, you should have protected yourself pretty decently. So we got the Fear and Greed sitting at a 56. There's going to be volume in the market. Be careful today. The team is going to give you some references and indicators of where we think the market's going to go. But for all intents and purposes, it's up to you to make that decision. When we get big bounces like this, usually it leads to big drops. We usually get big bounces. But we're going to see if that's going to come to fruition because we have other things in play to determine how big of a bounce that could be and then where we could go even higher, even lower. So we'll get to that. Let's go check out FinViz and see where the market is, where it was, and where it possibly could be. Man, I don't know about you guys, but that looks like a downtrend all the way across the market. The Dow is down 344 points, the Nasdaq's down 238, S&P 500's down 65. Don't play with a downtrend, guys. Do not bet against the trend until the trend confirms that it's done, and wait for notifications and certain level breaks. And we as a team will put those level breaks out and give you our best case of where we think that'll be. And then we'll wait for confirmation. I'm sitting there watching the 37th face of Faye down there. I love her so much, man. I could just sit here and watch the show and just look at her because she, just for her face. All right, so we're doing the list today, man. If there's something that's not popping up, we can put the best laid plan out there. We can put everything, line it up. TA could be perfect. It could be green across the board. If there's no volume there and there's no traders there, we can't do anything with it. So we got to trade where the volume is. Yesterday's top gainers, CXAI, APLM, Berry. CXI was on our list, but we couldn't find any news. It ended up going just bananas. Berry was on our list, LGMK, AAN, APLT. The rest of those are new highs. But check out the top gainers if you can't find something that's moving. And if the SPY continues to act just totally irrational, we'll see what the day brings. So with that being said, we're going to go check out the morning squawk. And we're going to get into some TA. Okay. All right, here we go. Wednesday, April 26, 2023, hump day. Stocks fell pretty hard Tuesday as investors wondered whether another banking crisis could be in the offing. First Republic Bank shares fell about 50% after the lender's earnings report revealed bigger withdrawals than feared during March's banking chaos, which Wednesday could shape up to be better. However, after a pair of tech giants posted promised quarterly results, see below, and more big earnings are on deck, Boeing is reported before the bell, while Facebook parent Meta is set to go after the closing of the bell. It's going to be interesting how Boeing does. Gotta be careful on hump day, man. Throw your back out. Be down on the downside. That was a joke. Y'all supposed to laugh. Microsoft's bullish report. Microsoft impressed investors Tuesday evening with its quarterly results, posting revenue and earnings that topped Wall Street's estimates. Shares jumped and extended trading. The tech giant also offered revenue guidance for the first quarter that exceeded analysis expectations, and executives touted the company's foray into artificial intelligence. We will continue to invest in our cloud infrastructure, particularly AI-related spend, as we scale through the growing demand driven by customer transformation, and we expect the resulting revenue to grow over time, CFO Amy Hood said. Interesting. Alphabet's turn. Google parent Alphabet didn't wow investors as much with its earnings report, but it still delivered largely positive results. The company beat on the top and bottom lines, and its cloud computing business turned a profit. Alphabet rang up better than anticipated revenue from YouTube ads, while overall ad revenue beat the street, but came in lower than it did in the prior year period. As an advertising pullback broadly weighs on the tech and media industries, Alphabet also announced that it had authorized share back of a $70 billion. Wow. So serious cash. First Republic's fate. The banking crisis didn't quite go away last month. Here it is, almost May, and another publicly traded mid-sized bank is seemingly on the brink. Shares of First Republic, which has boasted a wealthy clientele, are down more than 90% so far this year, with losses accelerating this week after the company revealed it suffered a bigger deposit drain in the first quarter than it had feared. Now everyone from Wall Street to Washington is trying to figure out what to do with First Republic, and the next few days are crucial. According to CNBC's David Faber, what's the way forward? Well, the bank's advisors are touting a plan that would put the onus on big banks and avoid a government rescue. CNBC's Hugh Sun reports, we'll see soon whether it gains any traction. It don't matter. We're going to get touched either way it goes. I don't care about David Zaslav, movie mogul. I damn sure don't care about Barbie and Cinecon. Don't care about none of that. All right, what I do care about is a little bit of the housing market and what's going on, man. Let's see. Well, first, we're going to get into the Market Watch. Dustin, what do we have going on in Market Watch this week? And is there anything that we need to be watching for before we start talking about the housing?
Yeah, excellent. Okay. Yeah, so we have a couple reports coming out today. Looking at your screen right now. So we have a bunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reports coming out this morning at 8:30. The durable good order, the durable goods, transportation, advanced U.S. trade balance in goods, advanced retail inventories report, and the advanced wholesale inventories. So it's a big change from Monday when we had absolutely nothing. But just insight on a couple of them. For example, the advanced retail investors report. Just a brief overview. So what that does is it measures the monthly dollar value in inventories held by retailers across the U.S. So that'll give us an indication how our dollars kind of valued right now in the U.S. with regards to inventories. And with regards to the durable goods orders report, so that what that does is a monthly economic report that investors and economists use to measure industrial activity in the United States. So those two reports, the durable goods orders and the advanced retail inventories report, will be two big ones to release at 8:30.
Nice. We'll keep
Yep. And we have tomorrow our GDP and the jobless claims reports coming out tomorrow. So that's usually our big thing.
All right. Good. Darren,
All I have here.
is that all you got, fam? Good job, man. Thank you for keeping
Yes,
us
sir.
updated. And then, yeah, Dustin's really good about dropping it in Mighty and Discord. Just the news is coming up and some of the results that we have. Darren is our mortgage guy. He's been doing it 20 plus years. I won't say he's affiliated with, but he can give his personal opinion and what he sees in the market and what's going on. All these things, all these team members, what they talk about is their area of expertise in the market and what's going on, and all that's going to affect what's going on. Darren, can you talk about the new home sales and like what we were talking about yesterday, bro?
You bet. So basically, I mean, what we're seeing is we're seeing home sales kind of stagnate a little bit. There are claims like this article Billy has pulled up about folks surging with new construction at 9.6%, that it's up. People are building a little bit, but I do disagree with that percentage because I'm not seeing it in my area. What I'm seeing is clients are actually looking at the cost to build a home versus buying a stick-built home that's already built, you know. I've got several clients over the last 2 months that decided not to build because the construction costs have risen 3 times what they were from 2021. That's why I disagree with that 9.6% increase in new construction, because I am not seeing it. People are actually turning away from building a new house because the cost is double to triple what it would be to buy an existing home in some cases. As far as statistics, we're actually, what you have is you have open listings and then closed listings. And the stats for my area, we're seeing that we're seeing a decrease in 35%. So people are not listing their homes. So right now, houses are sitting. So we're seeing the listings decrease by 35%, and we're seeing closed listings of people that do list down by 6 to 8%. And then we're also seeing that time on market, excuse me, we compare it to year over year. So in 2022, time on market was 45 to 51 days for a house to sell. I mean, they were getting pretty quick. In 21, time on market was like 22 days, man. Houses were just getting snapped. It was bidding wars. So now time on market has increased to 83 to 96 days. So what we're seeing is we're seeing houses just sit. Also, we look at and measure the amount of inventory that's available. So last year, we had enough inventory to last 1.4 months. Now, this year at this time, we have enough inventory to last 2.6 months. So that just means, you know, and I'm seeing, I mean, I see it in my own business. Like it's slower than it's been in years. And I mean, hell, I had a realtor call me yesterday for me to give her perspective as to what I'm seeing, because these real estate agents, there was a surge in the amount of real estate agents that came into the market too, and lenders, but they're just starting to drop off and they're having hard times. So not to be grim, but that is what is going on in like real estate right now. So
Nice. That was great info, man. Yeah, me and him were talking about that yesterday. It's all great info. And what you need to do, like if you can't build a home right now and you want to protect your wealth, I suggest you get into gold and silver. Cash is trash. And I mean physical gold and silver. And one person that you can go check out, one person that I will use from this moment on, just because they're good people, man. They're high integrity, high honesty, and that's who we roll with. And that is Miss Faye. Faces of Faye, Tom, Dick, and Harry, whatever you want to call her. She always shows up when you call her. But yeah, what do you got some news? Any news for us? What's going on with the silver and gold?
Yeah, so spot price in US dollar is 1,996.80, and spot silver, sorry, that was gold. Spot silver is $24.99. So I'm going to read these headlines in the order that I have them, and then I'm going to let you guys form your own ideas, okay?
All right, perfect.
So my first headline is Swiss gold exports to China rose in March. The second headline here is central bank gold buying at highest since 1950s, as 30% of the world's economies are now sanctioned by the G7. And gold is replacing the US dollar as American currency becomes toxic. So form your own opinion on that.
Cash is trash, man. You gotta get it in a different asset class. Whatever that asset class is to you, we give you, the Academy tries to give you guys as many options as possible. You got Airbnb, you got business classes, you got gold and silver, you have crypto, you can learn about mortgages. There's all kinds of different things, man, that you can do. There's so many different avenues. Even with like Kyle, he's got his own show and he's working on things. That's a avenue in the Academy. And then you have Lady A doing her thing. Like we have Faye doing gold and silver. Like there's nothing that you can't learn inside this Academy. If you don't know it, it's because you don't want to know it at this point in time, man. Because there's people out here like us that are begging to tell people. We do it every day. So come join the fam if you want.
I just want to add one more thing. So the price of the metals have come down slightly. So it might be, and this is not financial advice. I'm just being a financial friend. I did watch yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's probably a good time right now, and especially because the bank runs are starting up again. I would take a look at maybe purchasing something right now. But that's just my opinion, not financial advice.
Not financial advice, but definitely a financial friend. That was one of the best things said at the conference by Big David. I love you, bro. If you're out there listening, you big Irish bastard. Love you. Great work. All right, so now we're gonna get into a little bit of TA and go over the SPY a little bit. We're gonna do it a little differently, man. We're gonna have Miss April, Lady A do the DXY just to give us an inversion of the dollar and everything that's going on. And then Kyle is going to do some work on the SPY for us and tell us what he sees as well, and let them two go back and forth. But first, I'm going to pull up what I see and what we got going on just on a quick level. So I definitely see, we hit the high, the 412. It was a nice little spike up. You see it started to crack. We definitely have a downtrend down to the downside. This 405.81 area is with the low of pre-market day. We are hitting a double bottom here. I agree with April, what we were talking about earlier about maybe having a slight pop-up. I don't know what that pop-up's going to look like. She'll give us some levels to look at here in just a second, her and Kyle. But it's going to be interesting what this day does, man. If we go over and we look at the daily on this real quick. This thing cracked that 13-day moving average or exponential, and really just took a dump, man. So it's going to be interesting how hard of a candle dump that is. At 405.59 is a good area, but we got really close to testing that. When we look back and we look at when we crack the 13-day, when we get below it, usually it takes a nice little shit on itself. Right here, it crack, comes down and touches the 50. Now, will it test the 50 this week? I don't know. It might take it a couple of days. I don't think we'll have a straight drop down, but I kind of feel like we're heading towards there just on this. Like I said, every time we crack it for a second. Not to say that it can't bump up and come on a bump and run for the 50, but you got to be very aware of this pullback right here and like what everyone's saying, what's going on in the market. So that's what I'm seeing on the SPY. Just quick overall. Let's go check out Miss April. What do you got for us? I'm going to stop sharing. You can share your screen. And then we'll hand off to Kyle.
I just had to unmute. All right. So this is the DXY. I'm going to kind of go back in time and show you what I seen. This is the 5-minute chart. This white line that we see here, this was market open. Each of these yellow lines was the drop the SPY took. Can you tell me what the DXY was doing at each of those? Let me open this up a little bit. Yeah. Each time we had a drop, we had a spike. We flagged, we spiked, we flagged, we spiked, we flagged, and then we went flat. And this is what we're looking at this morning. This line that we see here, this diagonal trend line, and this is a bullish divergence. Need I say more?
So you're saying on the bullish divergence on the DXY, we should have a downplay towards the market, right?
Yes. If this DXY is going up, which a bullish divergence continues to go up until she hits some resistance. Well, you see this line up here? This is potentially where we're going. If this bullish divergence, if I took a measured move, how long this divergence is, should take us all the way up to that line. So that's not good for the SPY or cryptos. What else did you want from me, Belly?
Anything else you want to tell us? What's the RSI talking about?
With us being on the 5 minute, right, we are sitting right at 48. So we're
Run.
Yeah.
All right, so from that, I look at probably need to sit on our hands probably the first 15 minutes of the day, if not the first 30 minutes of the day. Let the candles open up and see what they're going to do, see if we're going to hit those top levels before we start making decisions. Because just like April said, if it's going to make that run and it breaks out, it's going to make that run and we'll be able to make money in between that. But we want to settle and make sure the market's not going to do some suicide jump again.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we could go down to the 399s easy within the next day or two.
My plan is to get my screen set up so I've got the DXY on the minute and the SPY on the minute and watch them inversely and say, hey, moving on, so just to keep everybody in the loop. We don't want to be taking our rug out beneath our feet again.
Absolutely not. Yeah, love the call outs. And that's part of why this group was built and how it's come together is because we call these out when we see them. We don't have to know everything, but together we know a lot of things. Kyle, what can we look for on the SPY? And if you want to fill us in on Bitcoin, bro, where's it at?
Yeah, so a couple of things here. So I'll start with the SPY. We've been trading in this wedge right here for a long time, for a while, since December of 21 here. So I mean, this is a trading range that we're usually sit in here. If we break below this 405, I mean, we have multiple levels. I mean, we could easily hit the fib 0.382. That's 402. But even if it breaks all of these and it comes down and it touches into this like 387 and then possibly has a bounce back, we'll eventually come to an apex, right? So it's totally possible that we break all of these levels and head down into these areas over here before we start seeing another reversal and come back up. But as you guys can see, it's starting to get smaller and smaller distances. We're starting to trade tighter and tighter, and it's starting to coil up, and eventually it's going to have a pop. Eventually it will, either to the downside or to the upside. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But I think this level right here is so important, this 405. If it breaks below this, there's a good chance we're going to start crushing through these levels right here. I don't know how strong that they're going to actually hold up. So yeah, I think sitting on our hands right now and just see what's going on with this market, see if we break this level. It's totally possible in the morning we might get a pop, but I don't see us getting above 413 because I don't think it's going to break outside of this trend right here. This trend's held too strong and it's too much resistance, especially with what we're seeing with the DXY and stuff like that. So, based off of what I'm seeing with that, it makes me feel like the tops will get is to here, but probably not even I don't even know that we'll see that.
Yeah, I feel like that 407.55 area, 407.50 is going to be strong. If we can get past that, we might get a little run up, but that's going to be a strong area.
Yeah, and then if you also take a look here at this is on the daily, so I'm going to actually put it out even on the daily, it's starting to turn bearish. So
Yeah, you can throw trend lines on that from the top of the MACDs all the way down. You can see it, man. And then the green bars, the green influx of bars that are coming in the beginning versus now is.
Yep. So now we're just starting to go down onto this downtrend, right? So it's just starting, which was yesterday, was our first red day. So, it's a possibility that we're going to start seeing this type of a movement here, and we're going to see some downward movement for a little while before we see upward movement. As far as Bitcoin goes, I was thinking if we had broken, pull this up a little bigger so I can see it here. If we had broken on Bitcoin this, where is that? Yeah, if we had broken like the 26K, we were going to head to 25. So that was one scenario that I saw possibly playing out, was us going down to 25K. But that didn't happen, and now we're coming up here and we're testing this trend right here now. Again, now this is acting as resistance. So if we get through this, then 30,000 is a possibility again. We could go and see that 30,000. If we get rejected, we're going to be coming back down and testing these levels again down in here.
And even on that chart that you have up, when it goes up and tests that trend line for resistance, it usually just cuts right through it, don't it?
Yep, it has. Yeah, usually it cuts through it. So, I think us heading up to 30,000 is realistic. But, with the DXY situation, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see.
Yeah, I agree. Great.
That part does kind of worry me a little bit.
Great TA, man. Let's see. Well, spot on. I think like we said, with all that going on, we're just going to hang tight like a hair in a biscuit first thing in the morning, man. Give it 15, 20 minutes. Let the market do its thing, see where it's going to open up. And it's like right now, we're popping up to that 407.50 area. See if that's going to act as a resistance because it has the trend line down to it. We're just going to be patient, man. No one else?
Oh, I just wanted to pop in on, we're coming up to our monthly close. And market makers like to hold certain levels at monthly closes. So we might see a hammer candle at the bottom. We might see even a not a spinning bottom. Yeah. So yeah, we're pushed. We got quite a wick on the top side on the monthly. So
good.
Keep an eye out.
All right, man. That's a wrap for today's Morning Market in Minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and informative look into the financial markets. Remember to stay up to date with the latest news and analysis by visiting our website at 3T Academy and following us on social media. A big thank you to our host, Double Bottom Trades, for bringing us the best in trading strategies and techniques. And until next time, go make that.
Have you gotten wrecked in the crypto market space or watched your crypto portfolio go all the way up and then all the way down without taking profits? If so, it's probably because you didn't have an exit plan. The good news is that doesn't need to happen anymore thanks to a new and innovative crypto tracker called Merlin. It's the smartest way to track your crypto. Merlin brings all your coins into one place so you can see all your assets across the different exchanges on one screen. You can see your total portfolio value and, more importantly, your daily gains, losses, and totals since inception. Merlin puts the power back in your hands so you no longer have to guess what your portfolio is doing on a daily or monthly basis. Most importantly, Merlin lets you create an exit plan and sends you notifications when your targets are reached so you no longer have to get wrecked in the marketplace. Go to merlincrypto.com, that's merlincrypto.com, and sign up for our free 30-day trial and get on the wait list so you can receive an email when the product is launched. Don't miss out on this new and innovative app, Merlin. It's the smartest way to track your crypto.